Chapter 2: The role of the ICC and the development of the UCP. The role of the International Chamber of Commerce (ICC). The International Chamber of Commerce is the World Business Organization, a representative body that speaks with authority on behalf of enterprises from all sectors in every part of the world. The ICC was founded in 1919. Today, its global network comprises more than 6 million companies, chamber of commerces, and business associations in more than 130 countries and territories. National committees in more than 90 countries work with ICC members in their countries to address concerns and to convey to government the business views formulated by the ICC. The fundamental mission of ICC is to promote open international trade and investment, and to help business to meet the challenges and opportunities of globalization. The ICC has three main activities. Number one, rule setting; two, dispute resolution; and three, policy advocacy. Because its member companies and associations are also engaged in international business, the ICC has unrivaled authority in making rules that govern the conduct of business across borders. Although these rules are voluntary, they are observed in thousands of transactions every day and have become part of the fabric of international trade. The ICC works closely with the United Nations, World Trade Organizations, WTO, and intergovernmental forums, including G20. In its function as rule-setting organization, the ICC Banking Commission produces universally accepted rules for different forms of trade settlement and guidelines for international banking practices. 2.1.1 The development of rules for documentary credits and documenting of practices. In order to obtain global understanding and a common interpretation and application of documentary credits, the ICC developed and published its first version of the Uniform Customs and Practice for Documentary Credits, more commonly known as UCP, in 1933, UCP 82. Subsequent revisions occurred in 1951, UCP 151, 1962, UCP 222, 1974, UCP 290, 1983, UCP 400, 1993, UCP 500, 2007, UCP 600. UCP 600 is the current version and came into effect on July 1, 2007. These rules are supplemented by the ICC Uniform Rules for Bank-to-Bank Reimbursements under Documentary Credits URR 725, the ICC supplement to the Uniform Customs and Practice for Documentary Credits for Electronic Presentation EUCP version 1.1, and the International Standard Banking Practice for the Examination of Documents under UCP 600 ISBP 745. The UCP rules are the most successful privately drafted trade rules ever developed and today serve as the basis for USD 2 trillion in trade transactions a year. 2.2 Before the UCP. The origin of UCP can be traced back to the publications of the regulations affecting export commercial credits adopted at the New York Bankers Commercial Credit Conference in 1920. More than 30 banks contributed to the creation of this document and is indicated to its overseas correspondent banks that it would apply the regulations to the handling of its documented credits. More than 15,000 copies of the regulations were distributed globally. By the mid to late 1920s, Argentina, Czechoslovakia, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Norway, Sweden had created the rules for handling export commercial credits. For example, in 1928, several banks in Copenhagen, Denmark produced the joint regulations governing the handling of documented credits opened with principal Copenhagen banks. In 1929, ICC National Committee discussed a draft document titled Uniform Regulations for Commercial Documented Credits. It seems that this document became the forerunner for the development and publication of the first UCP in 1933 as ICC publication number 82, UCP 82. 2.3 The main changes to the UCP text across is revision. In this section, we highlight 6 of the main changes that were introduced into each revision. Each development led to the wording that appears in UCP 600 today, and it may come as a surprise to many that a number of the positions taken in UCP 600 are the result of changes made over 50 years ago. 2.3.1 UCP 82 1933. Although UCP 82 was the first document to be issued under the title of Uniform Customs and Practice, a number of significant changes had been made since a draft version had been circulated to the ICC National Committee in 1929. These changes included the stipulation that banks must examine all documents and papers with care so as to ascertain that on their face they appear to be in order. Introduction of the term owner. Detailed requirement for transport and insurance documents. The provision that when a documentary credit stipulates insurance against all risks, bank cannot be held responsible for any particular risks that are not covered. The provision that when a documentary credit requires the presentation of other documents without further definition, banks will accept such documents as standard without any responsibility on their part, and